46 years have passed, and the question of why the bodies from the Edmund Fitzgerald were never recovered is finally answered. Despite endless efforts, not a single crew member was ever found after that tragic sinking. But now, new information has emerged, leaving everyone in the country speechless. Could something deeper be hiding beneath those icy waters, keeping the truth out of reach? Let's reveal what really happened that day that made the crew's final resting place remain untouched to this day. The tale of the Edmund Fitzgerald kicked off on a chilly November day in 1975 when this huge ship took off across the Great Lakes. Known as the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, this giant freighter was the biggest of its time on these waters and was a symbol of cutting-edge engineering. With a length of 729 feet, and a capacity to carry over 26,000 tons of cargo, it was the pride of maritime innovation. But even marvels of engineering are not immune to the unpredictable forces of nature. On November 9, Captain Ernest McSorley, a veteran sailor with over 40 years of experience, led his crew of 29 men on what seemed like a routine journey. They were carrying 26,000 tons of iron ore pellets, destined for a steel plant near Detroit. The trip began smoothly, but as they ventured closer to the eastern parts of Lake Superior, trouble began brewing. A powerful storm was forming, one that meteorologists would later describe as one of the most violent ever recorded in the region. Before we dive deeper, know this: what happened next was far more terrifying than anyone could have predicted. This storm was unlike any other. It brought hurricane-force winds, 35-foot waves, and freezing temperatures. Despite the rough conditions, Captain McSorley had faith in his ship and crew. After all, the Edmund Fitzgerald had weathered tough waters before. Yet, as the storm intensified, the situation on board became increasingly dire. Reports of leaks, malfunctioning radars, and lifeboats damaged by the powerful waves came in. Still, McSorley remained calm, or so it seemed. At 7:10 p.m. on November 10, he delivered his final radio message: "We are holding our own." Moments later, the ship vanished from radar screens, swallowed whole by the storm and leaving behind only questions. What happened in those final moments remains shrouded in mystery. Theories abound: structural failure, human error, or a rogue wave, a phenomenon so rare and powerful that it could split a massive ship like the Fitzgerald in half. But what about the crew? Why were their bodies never recovered? Could it be that the ship's violent sinking trapped them inside? Or is there something more sinister lurking beneath Lake Superior's icy depths? To understand this tragedy, we must delve into the nature of Lake Superior itself. As the largest and deepest of the Great Lakes, it covers an area of over 31,700 square miles. Its deepest point plunges to a staggering 1,300 feet, creating an underwater world as mysterious as the ocean's abyss. The temperature at these depths remains just above freezing year-round. These icy conditions, combined with the immense pressure, 400 pounds per square inch, make it nearly impossible for humans to explore or survive. Divers cannot venture into these depths without specialized equipment, and even advanced submersibles face challenges in such an environment. Bodies, if they sank to these depths, would be preserved by the cold but remain pinned by the weight of waterlogged clothing and gear. Unlike in warmer waters, where decomposition gases bring bodies to the surface, Lake Superior's frigid temperatures halt this process, keeping its secrets locked away in the dark. For years, the exact location of the Edmund Fitzgerald eluded investigators. Then, in July 1995, 2 decades after the tragedy, a team led by Canadian explorer Joseph McInnes located the wreckage 530 feet below the surface, about 17 miles northwest of Whitefish Bay, Michigan. What they discovered was haunting. The ship lay in 2 massive pieces on the lakebed, its bow buried deep in the mud. But it wasn't just the wreck that shocked the team. Strewn across the lake floor were the preserved remains of the crew, still clad in their uniforms. Some were found in the dining hall, others in their bunks, and a few on the deck. The sight was both tragic and awe-inspiring. The freezing temperatures had preserved the bodies, but their discovery raised new questions. Why had they remained with the ship? Was it loyalty, fear, or simply the inability to escape the chaos of those final moments? The discovery reignited interest in the case, leading to new investigations. Structural flaws in the ship were examined, with some experts suggesting that its design, though advanced, had hidden weaknesses. Others pointed to the phenomenon of rogue waves, giant, unexpected waves capable of overwhelming even the sturdiest vessels. Yet, for all the theories, one fact remains: the Edmund Fitzgerald is a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of Lake Superior. Its waters have claimed thousands of ships over the centuries, earning it the nickname the Graveyard of the Great Lakes. Today, the Edmund Fitzgerald is more than just a shipwreck, it's a symbol of human vulnerability in the face of nature's fury. Memorials and annual ceremonies in Whitefish Bay honor the lives lost, while Gordon Lightfoot's haunting ballad, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, ensures their story is never forgotten. But as we uncover more about this tragedy, one question continues to haunt us: could it happen again? With climate change causing more extreme weather patterns, the risks to ships on the Great Lakes, and beyond, are only increasing. And so, the tale of the Edmund Fitzgerald lives on, not just as a story of loss, but as a warning. A reminder that even the strongest vessels and the bravest sailors are no match for the relentless forces of nature. The Edmund Fitzgerald's crew were ordinary people with extraordinary resilience. Many had spent years working the Great Lakes, enduring long hours, harsh weather, and months away from their families. They were fathers, husbands, brothers, and sons, each working to support their loved ones. Their names, now etched into maritime history, serve as a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made by those who brave the seas. The story of the Edmund Fitzgerald extends far beyond the tragedy itself. It has become a symbol of human endurance, the power of nature, and the mysteries that remain hidden in the depths. Memorials and tributes across the Great Lakes region honor the ship and its crew, ensuring their legacy endures for generations to come. Every November 10th, the bell at the Mariners' Church in Detroit tolls 29 times, once for each crew member lost that day. The haunting melody of Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald continues to resonate with audiences worldwide, immortalizing the tale in song. The Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum at Whitefish Point serves as a solemn reminder of the many lives lost to the waters. Artifacts from the Edmund Fitzgerald, including the recovered bell, are displayed to educate visitors about the perils of maritime life. Despite advancements in underwater exploration, many questions about the sinking remain unanswered. What exactly caused the Edmund Fitzgerald to break apart? Could the disaster have been avoided with modern technology? And why have the waters of Lake Superior kept so many secrets? These questions continue to fuel research, discussions, and fascination among historians, engineers, and the public. Lake Superior's icy depths are both a resting place and a witness to the final moments of the Edmund Fitzgerald. While science and technology have unraveled parts of the mystery, much remains unknown, adding an enduring allure to the story. The tragedy of the Edmund Fitzgerald is more than just a maritime disaster, it is a story of human courage, the ferocity of nature, and the mysteries of the deep. It reminds us of the risks faced by those who venture into the unknown and the profound respect we must hold for the forces of nature. As we remember the crew of the Edmund Fitzgerald, we honor their bravery and their contribution to the legacy of maritime history. Their story lives on, carried by the waves of Lake Superior and the hearts of those who continue to tell their tale. Kindly like, share and subscribe our channel.